Hello and good evening. The coronavirus outbreak starting in China has now spread to 13 of its cities where travel restrictions have been imposed. The virus has also been detected in 6 other countries, but the World Health Organization has decided not to categorize it as a global health emergency just as yet. 3 cases have popped up in India as well. They are suspected. We'll get you the latest on that developing story in Newsnight tonight. I'm Gautam Roy. We'll also be talking to our guests about how the support for the Citizenship Amendment Act has been growing across the country. An eminent group of citizens met the President today to express concern over anti-CAA protesters resorting to violence. But first, our headlines.
Headlines is sponsored by Wonder Cement. Ek perfect shuruaat.
A delegation from among over 150 eminent citizens meet President Ramnath Kovind in support of the CAA. Submit representation seeking action against those resorting to violence while protesting against the changed law. Yoga Guru Ramdev also backs the CAA, says some people are misleading the minorities. Last day of the outreach of central ministers among the people of Jammu and Kashmir. Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad launches several developmental works in Sopore, reiterates the centre's commitment for the overall progress of the Union territory. Union HRD Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank inaugurates 25 smart schools and several education department projects in Srinagar. Prime Minister Narendra Modi meets the Rashtriya Bal Puraskar Awardees, praises them wholeheartedly, says the nation takes pride in these children who are conscious of their responsibilities towards society, calls upon them to respect the country's martyred soldiers. The PM also meets scores of soldiers, cadets and artists who are participating in the 71st Republic Day parade the day after, says India is not only home to 130 crore people but also a living tradition, also imparts lessons on India's geographical and social diversity. Electioneering heats up in Delhi. Home Minister Amit Shah and BJP President JP Nadda campaign furiously in favour of the party's candidates, point out shortcomings in the Aam Aadmi Party's rule as well. Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal also conducts a road show. IMF chief Kristalina Georgieva terms growth slowdown in India to be temporary, says she expects the momentum to improve going ahead. With 5 cities under total lockdown and travel restrictions in 13 towns affecting more than 4 crore people, authorities in China scramble to fight the spread of the deadly coronavirus. It's spreading to other nations as well. 3 are under quarantine in India too. And riding on swashbuckling batting display by Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul, India crushed New Zealand by 6 wickets in a high-scoring first T20 international in Auckland. Iyer's heroics earned him the Man of the Match award. And it was a day of upsets at the Australian Open as big names make exits. Serena Williams' hunt for a 24th Grand Slam dashed by China's Guang Wang. Coco Gauff stuns defending champion Naomi Osaka. Caroline Wozniacki's career ends with a loss. All right, let's now talk about what's happening as far as the happenings in the country are concerned, and topping off with what the Prime Minister was up to today. Well, a friend, a mentor, a guide, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's interaction with recipients of the Rashtriya Bal Puraskar 2020 was informal, touching and inspiring beyond words. He congratulated the children for their excellence and bravery and said that they were an inspiration for everyone. The PM said that awards are just the beginning and they should always strive to touch greater heights. The PM emphasized on the importance of national service and one's duties towards their motherland. Like a caring guardian, he also cautioned the awardees to never get carried away by pride. Interacting with those who are the future of the nation, the Prime Minister did not forget to salute those who secure our present. The PM urged the students to visit the National War Memorial and pay homage to martyrs who laid down their lives for us.
मास्टर में डीप जाना पश्चिम बंगाल। आपने आतंकवादियों के हमले का वीरतापूर्वक मुकाबला करके अपनी मां तथा बहन की सुरक्षा सुनिश्चित की। मास्टर लाल कंसुक मणिपुर। आपने तालाब में डूब रही 3 लड़कियों की जान बचाने के लिए अपनी जान की भी परवाह नहीं की।
इतनी कम आयु में जिस प्रकार से आप सभी ने अलग अलग क्षेत्रों में कुछ न कुछ करके दिखाया है।
मास्टर अनमोल राठी तथा मास्टर हर्ष अग्रवाल छत्तीसगढ़। आपने अग्नाशय के कैंसर का समय से पता लगाने के लिए लार का प्रयोग करके क्लोरोमेट्रिक स्ट्रिप आधारित परीक्षण बनाकर सराहनीय उपलब्धि हासिल की। मास्टर कोरोग विश्वास। आप एक उत्कृष्ट नर्तक हैं जिन्हें डाउन सिंड्रोम और 50% बौद्धिक दिव्यांगता है।
आज के बाद आपको कुछ और करने का मन कर जाएगा कि ये सारे जो अवार्ड्स वगैरह होते हैं ना, वो आखिरी मुकाम नहीं होता है। अखबार में तस्वीर छप जाए तो फिर हम भी जमीन से 2-3 फीट ऊपर चलते हैं ना, फिर पैर जमीन पे नहीं पड़ते हैं, ऐसा हो जाता है ना। फिर घर में भी देखिए मुझे कोई काम मत होता है, मैं नेशनल अवार्ड लेकर आया।
उनकी बातें बहुत अच्छी लगी और प्रेरणादायक लगी कि हमें ये कोई भी अवार्ड मिले हमें बड़ा नहीं समझना चाहिए, हमें हमेशा मेहनत करना चाहिए और आगे बढ़ना चाहिए।
मैं आप सभी युवा साथियों के ऐसे साहसिक काम के बारे में जब भी सुनता हूँ, आपसे बातचीत करता हूँ, तो मुझे भी प्रेरणा मिलती है।
जमीन पर रहना और मेहनत करना।
After winning this award or after winning any big achievement, you should cherish it, but you should stick to the ground.
कहने को तो बहुत छोटी आयु के हैं, कम आयु के हैं, लेकिन आपको पता है आपने जो काम किया है उसको करने की बात छोड़ दीजिए, सोचने में भी बड़े बड़े लोगों को पसीने छूट जाते हैं।
You know, there are lots of children all over the country excelling their own fields in innovation and bravery, and if the government, the country keeps on motivating these kind of kids, then obviously the country is grow further and grow in a very positive intent.
अनबिलीवेबल है कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर जी से मैं मिल रहा हूँ। इनोवेशन के ऊपर काफ़ी फोकस है।
आप अपने समाज के प्रति, राष्ट्र के प्रति अपनी ड्यूटी, आपने देखा होगा मैंने लाल किले से एक बात कही थी, कुछ याद है किसी को? कर्तव्य पर बल। ज्यादातर हम अधिकार पर बल देते हैं। अब देश की आज़ादी को 75 साल होने रहे हैं, तो कब तक अधिकार पर बल देते रहेंगे? ड्यूटी को प्राथमिकता है कि राइट्स को प्राथमिकता? पक्का सब सहमत हैं?
अगर हमारे पास ड्यूटी को अगर हम फर्स्ट करते हैं तो हमारे राइट्स भी अपने आप ही बन जाते हैं। अगर हम ड्यूटी को फॉलो करेंगे तो हम डिसिप्लिन भी होंगे।
देखिए, आप अपने समाज के प्रति, राष्ट्र के प्रति अपनी ड्यूटी से जागरूक हैं। जो भी आपके बारे में जानेगा उन सबको गर्व होगा।
जो संकल्प लेके चल रहे हैं एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत, उसमें भी हमें अपना योगदान देने का अवसर दे रहे हैं, तो मैं अपने आप को बहुत ही भाग्यशाली समझती हूँ।
देखिए, वॉर मेमोरियल देखने के लिए जाना चाहिए और अपने राज्य का कोई एकांत भी जो वीर शहीद हुआ होगा उसका नाम पढ़ करके लिख करके ले जाना है। अगर मोबाइल फ़ोन है तो उसकी फ़ोटो निकाल के ले जाना। देखिए, कर्नाटक के ये वीर शहीद का नाम है, उसका फ़ोटो लेके जाना चाहिए, किसी को दिखाना चाहिए। देखिए, हमारे कर्नाटक के वीर शहीद का नाम वहाँ वॉर मेमोरियल में।
और उनकी ये बात बहुत इंस्पायर करती है कि आप कहीं भी पहुँच जाएं, लेकिन अपनी रूट्स कभी नहीं भूलना चाहिए। यू शुड नेवर फॉरगेट वेयर यू केम फ्रॉम।
आप में से कौन इतने लोग हैं जिनको दिन में 4 बार पसीना आता है, भरपूर पसीना आता है? अच्छा, आप में से कितने लोग हैं जो पानी पीते हैं तो खड़े खड़े पीते हैं, बैठ करके नहीं पीते? ऐसे कितने लोग हैं? देखिए, पानी जब पीते हैं तो बैठ करके पीजिए। अच्छा, आप में से कितने हैं जो पानी दवाई की तरह पीते हैं? आप कितने हैं जो पानी का मजा लेते हैं, पानी का टेस्ट करते हैं, एंजॉय करते हैं?
उनकी सिंपल बातों में भी काफ़ी गहराई छुपी थी.
He's also talked about very simple things like how we have to drink water.
He was very friendly with us और उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे से हमसे बात की जैसे वो हम में से ही एक हैं.
And the Prime Minister also interacted with over 1,730 tribal guests, NCC cadets, NSS volunteers and tableau artists who would be a part of the 71st Republic Day parade in the National Capital day after. The PM asked youngsters to set an example by doing their duty towards the country and said this will pave the way for the building of a new India. He extolled India's diversity, saying geographical and social diversities are features of India's greatness.
राज्य अनेक, राष्ट्र एक, समाज अनेक, भारत एक, पंथ अनेक, लक्ष्य एक, बोली अनेक, स्वर एक, भाषा अनेक, भाव एक, रंग अनेक, तिरंगा एक.
The occasion, India's 71st Republic Day. The mantra, Ek Bharat, Shresht Bharat. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacted with NCC cadets, NSS volunteers and tableau artists who will participate in the Republic Day parade. The Prime Minister said that India is not just a home to 130 crore people, it is an idea, a thought, a culture, a tradition and a whole lot more.
हमारे देश एक प्रकार से फूलों की माला है, जहां रंग बेरंगी फूल भारतीयता के धागे से पिरोए गए हैं. हम कभी एकरूपता के नहीं, हम एकता के पक्षकार हैं. विविधता में एकता, एकता के सूत्र को जीवंत रखना, एकता के सूत्र को बलवंत बनाना, यही हम लोगों का प्रयास है और यही एकता का संदेश है.
Prime Minister urged the youth to fulfill their duties instead of only focusing on rights. He said that all of us have to come together to assure every dream, every aspiration is fulfilled in New India.
हमें नागरिक के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों को प्राथमिकता देना, प्रमुखता देना और हर बात को अपने कर्तव्य के तराजू से ही तोलते रहना चाहिए. अगर अपने कर्तव्यों को हम ठीक से निभा पाएंगे तो हमें अपने अधिकार के लिए लड़ने की कभी भी जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी.
PM said that artists, cadets and volunteers showcasing New India also present vignettes of a mini India. The interaction left the youngsters highly motivated.
Every word the Prime Minister speaks with us is a memorable word for us and a really motivating thing.
पीएम ने हमारे को बताया कि कैसे गणतंत्र दिवस में एक मिनी इंडिया दिखाया जाता है.
ये सबसे प्राउड मोमेंट है हमारे लिए कि प्रधानमंत्री जब हमसे मिले और पूरी एनसीसी के बिहाफ पर हम कल्चर टीम एक अपना इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं.
मैं कश्मीर बारामूला डिस्ट्रिक्ट बारामूला से आया हूँ, तो बहुत ही प्राउड फील हो रहा है कि यहाँ नरेंद्र मोदी से मिल के जो हमारे पीएम है, बहुत ही एक्सप्लोजर मिला हम कश्मीर कैडेटों को.
हम लोग छत्तीसगढ़ से आए हैं और यहाँ डायरेक्ट सीधा पीएम साहब से मिलने का मौका मिला, बहुत ही खुशी की बात है.
Describing NCC and NSS cadets as unsung heroes, Prime Minister Modi lauded them for their contributions during various calamities. Unity and diversity and duty to the nation before rights for self formed the core of Prime Minister's message to young India. With Arun Sharma and Sudhakar Das, DD India.
Okay, now protests over the Citizenship Amendment Act still persist, but it's also drawing fresh support each passing day. The BJP has already been carrying out a nationwide awareness campaign to counter all disinformation about the central law. Now, a delegation from a group of over 150 eminent citizens met the President at the Rashtrapati Bhavan today. They appealed to the President to safeguard democratic institutions in the country by taking strict action against those who are resorting to violence in the name of protest against the CAA.
The BJP is already spearheading a nationwide campaign in favor of the Citizenship Amendment Act. Friday saw a delegation representing 154 distinguished and concerned citizens of the country meeting the president. A delegation met President Ramnath Kovind at Rashtrapati Bhavan and charged that the protests against CAA are being carried out under pressure from certain political elements. The eminent citizens delegation appealed to the president to safeguard democratic institutions by taking strict action against those who resort to violence in the name of protest against the changed central law.
ये मेमोरेंडम हमने राष्ट्रपति जी को दिया है, अपना कंसर्न शो किया है। जो देश के अंदर बातें हो रही हैं, प्रोटेस्ट करना हर आदमी का राइट है, फंडामेंटल राइट है, लेट देम डू इट। हमें उसमें कोई भी इतराज़ होना भी नहीं चाहिए, किसी को भी नहीं होना चाहिए, सरकार को भी नहीं होना चाहिए। लेकिन जिस तरीके से प्रोटेस्ट किया जा रहा है, असम की आज़ादी, कश्मीर की आज़ादी, आज़ादी के नारे लगाना और फिर वायलेंस करना और फिर लोगों को, बच्चों को स्कूल नहीं जाने देना, हमारा कंसर्न ये है।
Democracy should not give way to mobocracy. That is a trend that we are seeing now. Therefore, our concern is the state. The state should not wither away. We want India to continue. Politicians may come and go. Governments may come and go. Policies may get criticized, policy may get changed. But India should remain one. Therefore, our concern was India first. That is the theme of our representation, which was given to the Rashtrapati ji today.
जब ये दोनों हाउसेज ऑफ पार्लियामेंट के ऊपर एक्ट किया, ये पास किया गया है, इसका साफ मतलब है कि यही पूरे देश की विल है, ये देश यही चाहता है, इसीलिए इसको पार्लियामेंट में पास किया गया है। अब इस डेमोक्रेसी को तोड़ने के लिए, इस एक्ट को तोड़ने के लिए कुछ लोग इकट्ठे हो गए हैं और वो जाके प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं, सड़क बंद कर रहे हैं, ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन कर रहे हैं, तोड़-फोड़ कर रहे हैं, मारपीट कर रहे हैं।
The delegation also apprised the president with their concern over the violence during the anti-CAA demonstrations in a representation. 154 members of the group of concerned citizens who appended their signatures to the representation comprised 11 former judges, 72 retired bureaucrats, 56 retired officers from the armed forces and 15 intellectuals. Yoga Guru Ramdev has also declared his full-fledged support in favor of the CAA. He said that both the Prime Minister and the Home Minister have repeatedly declared that no citizen has anything to do with the CAA and it's meant for granting citizenship, not taking it away. He charged that some people are trying to mislead the minorities.
जो इस देश के नागरिक, उनकी नागरिकता कौन छीन सकता? लोगों के इमोशंस को गलत डायरेक्शन में मोटिवेट करके और उनके भीतर एक भय का वातावरण बनाया जाना। भय है नहीं किसी प्रकार। इसमें कुछ राजनीतिक दल सम्मिलित हैं, इसमें कुछ मजहबी लोग सम्मिलित हैं और कुछ विदेशी ताकतें भी भारत को अस्थिर करना चाहती है, सामाजिक रूप से, आर्थिक और राजनीतिक रूप से, धार्मिक रूप से इस देश में घृणा और विद्वेष पैदा करना चाहती है।
The day also saw the BJP putting its message across to the nation in favor of the CAA. Union Minister and BJP leader Prakash Javadekar said that if the NRC brought during Rajiv Gandhi's term was correct, how could it be wrong now?
NPR was brought in 2010 by Congress. That time everybody appreciated it. Now the same thing after 10 years we are implementing. How can there be criticism? But they are fooling people. And as far as NRC is concerned, it was brought in 1985 only in Assam and by Congress. Rajiv Gandhi brought it. But every day they are poisoning the minds of minorities by jumbling the facts and fiction.
Meanwhile, the Vishwa Hindu Parishad claimed today that the Muslim community in Jharkhand's Lohardaga took out a rally in support of CAA and it was attacked with petrol bombs. It also said that protesting against the changed law are being misled and it will now work to spread awareness about it.
ऐसे एकत्रीकरणों में अन्य राजनीतिक दल के नेता जाके विषय को भड़का रहे, ये कितना इररिस्पॉन्सिबल है? That somebody should talk about that only. मैंने कहा कि जो भी जहां हो रहा है उसके ऊपर कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए। जहां पर आजादी की घोषणाएं हो रही है, उनके साथ में जो कानून तोड़ रहे हैं, उनके साथ में कानूनन कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए। और ये तो सब पढ़े लिखे बहुत बड़े बड़े नेता लोग आ रहे हैं वहां पर, उनको क्या समझाना है? समझे हुए लोगों को क्या समझाना है?
The Citizenship Amendment Act has already been notified after being passed in both houses of parliament and getting the president's nod. But some political parties and states government ruled by them are opposing it. The BJP is running a nationwide awareness campaign to counter all disinformation about it. The message from the government is loud and clear, and no Indian citizen should fear the CAA.
Well, time now to bring up our In Focus tonight, which is Eminent Citizens Support CAA. And to talk about it, we have in our studio Praful Ketkar, editor-organizer, also Shekhar Iyer, senior journalist, joining us here tonight. Shekhar, what do you make of this move in the first place, these eminent citizens meeting a person no less than the first citizen of the country to express their concern, their misgiving really about the kind of agitation that is taking place over the CAA, which is now not as violent as it was when it had started?
Well, I think these very concerned eminent citizens have been watching the situation for over a month now, and they are appalled and they are very concerned that what has started as a kind of a so-called public protest against a legislation is actually turning into a kind of a tool to spread anarchy, to create a breakdown, and to overall ensure chaos, as it were, so that those who are opposed to the constitutional scheme of things can actually create a bigger problem. So therefore, today these people, they do not belong to any political party. They are all individuals who have served the government, they serve the judiciary, they have served in the armed forces, and today they feel that the way the things are shaping up, in particularly they are referring to what is happening in a Delhi locality called Shaheen Bagh,
yes,
and also attempts being made to replicate that kind of sit-in in other places, which they feel is actually, it is not about a law per se or a legislation per se, but it is more about giving room or acting as a tool for those forces which are on the decline, but are looking for ways to revive themselves, revitalize themselves by using methods of anarchy.
Praful, this entire protest that is taking place, particularly the one in Shaheen Bagh, because that's the one most in focus. Even today, we saw that there were elements who misbehaved with the journalists. In fact, people were not just manhandled, they were beaten up, their equipment was destroyed, and clearly this is not as peaceful as a protest as people would have us believe.
No, many people tried to project it as a peaceful protest, but from day one, because I visited Selampur also, and the kind of sloganeering that was taking place even in AMU or what happened in Jamia. But if you remember, why this messaging is important by these people. These are the people who are sort of opinion makers of the society. They carry certain weight. Earlier also we have seen certain academicians came out and they wrote to the Prime Minister about the culture of violence on the campuses. So they are raising this voice is a very important message to the society, because the issue is the intellectual confusion. So these people coming forward and making certain statement has a a very significant value. But the point that I am trying to make is, in Bangalore, a pro CAA rally, after attending a rally, a youth was attacked and almost he was dead. He is still struggling with his life. A doctor was forced to leave his job in Kerala. In Jharkhand, a rally was attacked with petrol bombs. So all these symptoms are showing that it is not just a people's peaceful protest. There is something bigger that is going on behind this. What is that needs to be openly addressed? Some people might want to project this as, oh, there are tricolors, oh, we can see Bapu's face there. But if that is used to camouflage something very
yes, these are symbols,
that is
these are national symbols,
happening you know, that is to create disturbance in the society. Even as the, you know, the people who were involved in this process said that protest is a democratic right, but can you block a road for that? Can you, block ambulances and school buses for that? Can you stop somebody like DD News journalist, you know, his camera was forcefully shut? So this is not definitely this is not a democratic and peaceful way to protest, and that is also on the issue which has nothing to do with the people concerned. So somebody is, you know, actually fueling this. So that needs to be addressed. So intellectually clearing the atmosphere, I think this is the very important message that these eminent people have given to us.
Shekhar, in the case of Shaheen Bagh, some people are saying that because Delhi is going to elections on the 8th of February, that's one reason why vested political forces are using this entire set of people for their own purposes. But what Praful has pointed out in terms of instances in Bangalore and instances in Jharkhand, that is suggesting that this is a wider problem and that it needs to be tackled slightly differently.
Yeah, because you see what has happened is sections of the community have been quite, I would say, have not understood this legislation and have been have not been told actually what is it about. So what you are seeing is a fear building upon fear, and a kind of a situation sought to be created in their own minds that something big catastrophe is going to happen to a section of the population because of this.
These images that we are showing from Shaheen Bagh, look at how the camera is being blocked. That is not a peaceful gesture at all, Shekhar.
No, I think what is probably happening now, they have been getting the kind of publicity they wanted. Now probably the organizers and those who are actually behind this sit-in probably feel if there is going to be a greater media scrutiny, probably it will bring out some unpleasant things. And those unpleasant things are as to who is actually mobilizing these people to come and sit in. Are individuals motivated after understanding the issue involved, or is it a systematic way of getting some people to come out using some endorsements so that you can show some big movement has started? Because there is a sense of timing, there is a sense of purpose, and there is a sense of coordination, and it seems to be well orchestrated. No problem with that. But the thing is, the idea is to create a public disorder, a public chaos, because that particular area of Delhi, for our viewers who are not familiar with Delhi, connects the southern parts of Delhi with a huge city called Noida on the further side across the Yamuna.
Yes.
So this is an arterial road. So when you block, and it also involves vast residential areas in this part, like Sarita Vihar. This has affected movement of school buses, office goers, ambulances, and this is not happened for a day or two. Now it's almost a month. Now obviously, what is the ultimate purpose? Because there are no specific demands. Now the issues that are being, and of course there is also an attempt by some sections of the media to romanticize this whole thing, that Shaheen Bagh is our Tahir Square of the Arab Spring, and poetry is being read, preamble of the Constitution is big, to show that the whole idea is to glorify something without getting into what is the objective, what is the grouse about, what is causing that grouse, how valid is the sense of alienation that is sought to be further spread. Because at a stage comes, Gautam, where you tend to believe your own propaganda, because you constantly feel, oh, this is against us, this is going to get us out, this is going to disenfranchise us. See, this fear psychosis, ultimately those who are spreading it also get caught. Right. In a situation like that, I think it's not interest in the community on whose behalf this is sought to be done. And for all others, we have also seen, as Praful was mentioning, some intellectuals and so-called the thinking people have been involved. You have seen some eminent writers and authors have also lent their voice.
Now, all this must be also going across to those who are protesting, those who are agitating. They must also be thinking to themselves, Praful, won't they be thinking that, where are we taking this agitation? How are we going to sustain it? What are we trying to achieve? The government has already said that the CAA has been passed by both houses of parliament. The president has given its nod. It's been notified as well. It will not be taken back. So, what is the purpose?
See, the purpose has nothing to do, I believe, with CAA. On the one hand, this is a sort of show of strength, show of opposition unity, the kind of voices that reach there. Even in media sections, you have seen that certain media houses are allowed, certain are blocked. That clearly shows certain people are going and inciting actually the emotions. So, it clearly is a plot, and the way women and children are used as a shield, they know very well that a police or anybody, any administration cannot take action. Even the High Court instructions clearly showed that that it has to be balanced. So, that there seems to be a real design to, but as you also said, I believe that this will be sustained at least till Delhi elections are over, but this will not end completely. See, if you see the cycle, the goalposts have been changing time and again.
Yes.
Initially it was police atrocities against students.
Correct.
Then it moved to AMU, then it came back to Jamia Nagar, then it went to Silampur, then to JNU, and now Shaheen Bagh. So, the places will change, but the strategy will remain same, and creating some kind of unrest, creating some kind of confusion and anarchy. It will be in the name of CA now, then it will be NPR, the census. Everything will be questioned in the name of some identity.
And even dialogue has been attempted, Shekhar. It's not as if that sort of an attempt has not been made. The police has also tried to intervene very, very respectfully and peacefully, and trying to at least, in a sense, counsel these people that you're not getting anywhere. But people just don't seem to listen to anyone. They can't even trust the country's topmost leadership.
Yeah, I think probably we are able to sense actually the whole idea seems to be not work for a solution, but somehow get trapped in a kind of thing and trap everyone else too, because the idea is not a resolution. The idea is to somehow keep it going and make it a show of resistance, a resistance that was not seen 7-8 months ago when Lok Sabha elections were held and this government got a huge mandate. Now, probably those who fail to get that kind of support are probably getting some kind of, I would say, catharsis, seeing some kind of a thing which they feel probably can revive them.
But if this sort of resistance is felt widely, Shekhar, it should swell. There should be more and more crowds in Shaheen Bagh, which is there today, should become India Gate tomorrow, but that's not happening.
No, that cannot happen because there has to be an original issue which is based on certain facts. Now, this particular...
it had to happen, it should have happened by now.
No, it should have happened. It can happen only if there are certain facts for people to feel worried about. Here is, you have taken control, you have made certain sections of the population as your hostage, and you are constantly brainwashing them into believing that the worst is due to come upon them because of this legislation, which does not cover anyone who is living in this country. It's about those unfortunate people who had to leave our neighboring countries on grounds of religious persecution. This everybody knows, the law is clear. I mean, a fine reading would do. But to go on saying, look, this is the step towards something else that is going to happen, and that something else is going to lead to something else, and that will end up in us being no more citizens of this country. This is such a long circuitous logic that is being applied here just to stoke fear. And fear, as we have often defined, is false evidences appearing as real, and to get that sense it's going on. But I think it's the most unfortunate part is the people who are there, people who are supposed to be sitting in, they probably have been made to believe it's for some great higher cause without them even understanding the basic tenets of law.
Praful, last but not least, who should bear the onus for this thing just going on and on and on without an end, without any solution in sight?
No, somebody and someday, whoever is leading this, they, this entire agitation was deliberately kept faceless. Because something happens, nobody is held responsible for this. But the fact is, if somebody is going and giving certain messaging, whatever is the ideology, whatever is the political party, they should take responsibility of this kind of protest.
Okay.
And the kind of words that are used, even for that matter, even at AMU yesterday, what we heard, the messaging is not very good. See, whoever believes in a secular democratic nature of India should understand that creating this narrative of 800 years rule of one religion, or supremacy sloganeering, is never considered to be good for a democratic secular society. Now people who consider themselves to be secular, they are using a certain identity to further their political goals, so they should be held responsible. Of course, administration has to be more careful, certain kind of communication, and I believe as the eminent citizens came out, certain eminent Muslims also should come out openly now and make certain statement about such kind of protest and fear mongering.
Certainly, that is perhaps the need of the hour to not just settle things about the CAA one way or the other, to reassure people that they have nothing that they will lose, they stand to lose nothing at all because of this legislation. But even if they have other misgivings, they can also be catered to, they can also be answered. Thanks a lot for joining us this evening, both Shekhar and Praful. Well, today was the last day of the central government's outreach to the people of Jammu and Kashmir after the abrogation of Article 370, with union ministers fanning out throughout the union territory. Apart from others, the day also saw Union Law and Telecom and IT Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad in Sopore, at one time one of the most terrorist-infested areas of the erstwhile state, where he unveiled several developmental works and declared that the centre remains committed to the all-round progress of the region.
Several union ministers continue to visit Jammu and Kashmir to disseminate information about the implementation of policies and programs being made for the all-round development of the union territory. On Friday, the 7th and last day of the campaign, union ministers reached different areas and interacted with the people. On the second day of his visit to the state, Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad was in Sopore. He met 10 delegations and also initiated several development programs. He said that the central government is committed to the welfare of Jammu and Kashmir. Union Human Resource Development Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank attended the two-day orientation program held in Srinagar, where he inaugurated 25 smart schools and projects of the Education Department.
सबके लिए शिक्षा अधिकार अधिनियम यहाँ हमने शुरू कर दिया है। अंतिम छोर तक का भी बच्चे को स्कूली शिक्षा में फ्री उसको ड्रेस मिलेगी, फ्री पाठ्य पुस्तक मिलेगी, यातायात की सुविधा होगी और मिड डे मील में भोजन मिलेगा।
Local residents are happy with the government schemes and the swift work of the government.
I am from Government Girls Higher Secondary School और हमें आज बहुत ही अच्छा लगा इस प्रोग्राम में आके।
हमारी एक्सपेक्टेशन के हिसाब से मौका मिल रहा है आगे आगे, तो बहुत ही अच्छी बात है। वी आर थैंकफुल टू आवर ऑनरेबल।
हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ी बात है क्योंकि हमारे बीच में कोई आया है, हमें हमारा हौसला बढ़ाया है।
The foundation stone of several schemes was laid by Union Minister Giriraj Singh. A 33-kilowatt receiving station was launched under the Rural Electrification Program. The foundation stone of the Ramnagar via Dudu Basantgarh expansion scheme was also laid. He distributed sports kits to schools in another program.
जब से मोदी जी आए, जेके के अंदर 5 नए मेडिकल कॉलेज की स्वीकृति दी, 2 एम्स की स्वीकृति दी, जो 70 साल में नहीं हुआ, 47 के बाद मोदी जी ने 5 साल के अंदर इन कामों को किया।
Union Minister Krishnapal Gurjar visited the Tehsil Mandi of Poonch. Meanwhile, he also laid the foundation of the 20-kilometer long road to be built under the Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana.
देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी की एक ही सोच है, सबका साथ, सबका विकास और सबका विश्वास। और जम्मू कश्मीर भी हमारा एक अभिन्न अंग है, लेकिन मैं ईमानदारी के साथ कहने आया प्रधानमंत्री जी का पूरा फोकस जैसे नॉर्थ ईस्ट पे है, ऐसी जम्मू कश्मीर के विकास पर है।
Union Ministers Prahlad Joshi and Fagan Singh Kulaste also visited many areas to know the problems of the people and express the government's resolve for the development of the state.
मोदी सरकार की ये निर्णय है, ये लक्ष्य है, एक संकल्प है कि जम्मू कश्मीर इंक्लूडिंग ये जो राजौरी एरिया है, ये सब जहाँ हम आए हुए हैं, ये कोटरंका, ये सब का डेवलप करते हुए जो एक बड़ा टूरिज्म डेस्टिनेशन करके भी ये हम करना चाहते हैं.
The visits of the union ministers are an exercise to meet the people and understand their problems, besides connecting with them in a meaningful and constructive way. With Jammu and Kashmir Bureau, News Night Desk, DD India.
The election pitch in the national capital has been rising to a crescendo as the polling date of the 8th of next month keeps coming closer. Friday saw both Union Home Minister Amit Shah and new BJP President JP Nadda in different parts of the national capital wooing voters while attacking rivals like the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and his deputy Manish Sisodia also crisscrossed the city to garner support for the AAP's candidates. The day also saw the Congress struggling with some infighting. Take a look.
The campaigning for assembly polls is gaining momentum in Delhi, with political parties locking horns to seek attention of the voters. Leading the charge for the BJP, party's national president JP Nadda addressed small gatherings in the city to woo the voters. Union Home Minister Amit Shah also jumped in the fray with road shows and political rallies across the city.
आप बताइए, मोदी जी ने ईस्टर्न पेरिफेरल रोड और वेस्टर्न पेरिफेरल रोड बनाया कि नहीं बनाया? 60,000 गाड़ियां प्रतिदिन इन सड़कों से जा रही हैं कि नहीं जा रही हैं? प्रदूषण को घटने मोदी जी ने अपना योगदान किया कि नहीं किया?
उन्होंने कहा था 15 लाख सीसीटीवी कैमरा लगाएंगे. मैं अगली सभा से यहां तक आया, कहीं पर भी सीसीटीवी कैमरा नहीं मिला. रोड, खड्डे, अव्यवस्था, ट्रैफिक. मित्रों, इन लोगों ने विकास का कोई नहीं.
In a press conference, Union Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar targeted AAP and the Congress party.
Congress leaders are going there every day and supporting. But yesterday, Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister both revealed that they also support the Shaheen Bagh agitation. Thus, it is now clear that both the parties, Aam Aadmi Party and Congress, are supporting Shaheen Bagh agitation.
Meanwhile, Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal also held roadshows and sought attention of the voters. Deputy Chief Minister in the Delhi government Manish Sisodia also jumped in the fray with rallies in the national capital.
आपके साथ मिलके मेरे को आपके ऊपर भरोसा है, मेरे दिल्ली के 2 करोड़ लोगों पे भरोसा है. आप लोगों ने बड़े-बड़े चमत्कार करके दिखाए हैं पिछले 5 साल में, अब ये चमत्कार भी अगले 5 साल में करके दिखाएंगे.
The Election Commission has asked Twitter to remove a controversial tweet by BJP's candidate Kapil Mishra. The Election Commission's action came after the office of the Delhi Chief Electoral Officer wrote to the EC to remove the tweet posted by Mishra on Thursday.
मेरे को ये लगता है कि कानून के मुताबिक हमने कोई गलत नहीं किया है और इस देश में सत्य बोलना गुनाह नहीं हो सकता है. मैंने जो कहा है वो सत्य कहा है. सच बोलने में डर कैसा, और अपनी बात पे पूरी तरह से अडिग हूँ.
Meanwhile, the infighting in the Congress again has come out in the open. Rumblings have started in the Congress party after late CM Sheila Dikshit's son and former MP from Delhi Sandeep Dikshit was not included in the list of star campaigners for the polls.
तो मैं तो स्टार कैंपेनर हूँ ही नहीं बीजेपी कांग्रेस के लिए. मैं तो पहले से ही दिल्ली से कोई संबंध मेरा रहा नहीं है और ना मैं कोई कांग्रेस का इतना बड़ा नेता हूँ. मैं तो अपने स्तर पर जो जिम्मेवारी दी जाती है वो करता हूँ और दिल्ली के विषयों से मेरा कोई बहुत ज़्यादा संबंध भी नहीं रहा है. और जैसे मैंने पहले भी कहा है कि दिल्ली का जो नेतृत्व संभालते हैं, चोपड़ा जी की नहीं बात कर रहा, AICC के स्तर से, उन लोगों से मेरी बहुत गंभीर और बहुत गहरे मतभेद हैं.
The ensuing Delhi election looks to be a keenly fought triangular fight involving the Aam Aadmi Party, the Congress and the Bharatiya Janata Party. Polling will be held on February 8th and the results will be declared on February 11th. News Night Desk, DD India.
The World Health Organization, for the second consecutive day, decided not to declare the coronavirus outbreak in China as a global health emergency although the footprint of the contagion has spread to at least 13 cities in China, where travel restrictions have been enforced. 6 other countries have also seen cases popping up. 3 persons have even been quarantined in India as a precautionary measure. Here's more.
China has increased the radius of a total shutdown as it scrambles to fight the coronavirus outbreak in the country. It has added 4 more cities to a total transport ban around the epicenter of the deadly virus, restricting movement of more than 4 crore people in 13 cities overall as the authorities fight the spread of deadly virus. Meanwhile, in India, 2 persons who returned from China have been kept under medical observation for possible exposure to the coronavirus. As many as 1,789 passengers underwent thermal screening in the Mumbai airport for coronavirus, and 2 of them who had travelled to China have been admitted to civic-run Kasturba Hospital in Chinchpokli as a precautionary measure. Talking about shutdown in China, public transport services, including bus and train stations, have been closed in 4 more cities, all located in central province where the virus first emerged.
The government in Wuhan has made a decision to close all outbound ways. It was a tough choice. What worries us most is the inconvenience caused to local residents. Although we have taken some countermeasures to alleviate the situation, there are still many difficulties. We aim to use the temporary inconvenience in exchange for long-standing safety. We expect understanding and support from the local people.
The Indian embassy in China has cancelled the Republic Day ceremony in view of the coronavirus outbreak. Meanwhile, World Health Organization has concluded that the situation does not yet constitute a global emergency, although WHO stressed that the decision should not be taken as a sign that WHO does not think the situation is serious in China.
This is, though, an emergency in China, but it has not yet become a global health emergency. It may yet become one.
Meanwhile, Indian government has clarified that although one Indian nurse working in Saudi Arabia has tested positive for coronavirus, the virus is a different strain from the one that has claimed many lives in China. The Indian consulate in Jeddah also clarified that the nurse found positive for coronavirus was suffering from a different strain. Newsnight Desk, DD India.
The Indian Council for Medical Research has launched tuberculosis vaccine with the clinical trials are going on. TB vaccine trials results will be revealed by 2022. The TB vaccine will not only rid people of TB infection but will also help in eliminating TB from the country. India has set a target to completely eliminate tuberculosis by 2025.
India has the highest number of TB patients in the world, and despite the disease being fully curable, people still die from it. The government of India is taking every possible measure to curb the problem and eradicate TB completely from India. While special attention is being paid to TB screening and treatment, efforts are also being made to formulate a TB vaccine. ICMR scientists have put together a TB vaccine, and its clinical trials are going on. Over 12,000 patients are undergoing the TB vaccine trials in India, results of which will be clear by 2022.
एक वैक्सीन स्टडी की है, साइंटिफिक स्टडी कर रहे हैं, जिसमें कोई 12,000 मरीजों को टीबी वैक्सीन देख के और उसका भी रिजल्ट देखेंगे. उसका रिजल्ट 22 तक आएगा, मुझे उम्मीद है.
The TB vaccine trials are being undertaken at 8 centers, which include those in Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu and Delhi. After almost 50 years, since 1953, this is for the first time that tuberculosis exposure is being investigated across the country. As a result of this, the total number of patients affected by TB in the country will be made clear as well by the end of this year.
टीबी प्रेवलेंस सर्वे कर रहे हैं पूरे देश में 5 लाख लोगों को जांच करके कि कितनी टीबी की प्रेवलेंस है पूरे देश में. तो ये सारे स्टेट्स में कर रहे हैं. उसमें 25 वैन मंत्री जी ने फ्लैग ऑफ की थी अक्टूबर में, और उसमें भी डायग्नोस्टिक किट है और एक्सरे भी है उस वैन में. हाँ, तो वो मतलब एक जगह जाके फिक्स होके तो फिर छोटी छोटी तहसील में जाके उसको करेंगे.
India has set a target of complete elimination of tuberculosis by 2025. That is 5 years ahead of the global target of 2030. Nitendra Singh's report, DD News, Delhi.
Brazilian President Jair Messias Bolsonaro arrived in India on Friday accompanied by 8 ministers, 4 members of the Brazilian parliament and a large business delegation. The Brazilian president is in India primarily to grace the Republic Day celebrations on Sunday as chief guest and explore ways to boost trade ties with India. India and Brazil are set to sign 15 agreements to boost cooperation in a wide range of areas like oil and gas, mining and cybersecurity after talks between Brazilian President Bolsonaro and Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday. Time now to get you some more updates from around the country in our regional roundup.
Nearly a month after joining hands with the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha (JMM) and the Congress to be part of the Hemant Soren-led government in Jharkhand, the Jharkhand Vikas Morcha Prajatantrik (JVM) today walked out of the alliance and accused the Congress of trying to poach its MLAs. A Delhi court extended the custodial interrogation by 4 days of NRI businessman C.C. Thampi, who was arrested by the ED in connection with its money laundering probe against Robert Vadra. The Enforcement Directorate investigation is related to a case of acquisition of alleged illegal assets abroad. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath suspended 3 senior treasurers and 10 Tahsildar-level officers in an embezzlement case and ordered an inquiry against them. The case is related to the Badaun Treasury and they face a departmental inquiry for not complying with provisions of the stamp manual and laxity in work. Night temperatures dipped by 1 to 2 notches in parts of Rajasthan, where Churu recorded the coldest temperature of 3.2 degrees Celsius. According to the Meteorological Department, Badok recorded 4.7, Bikaner 6 and Kota 7.2 degrees Celsius, while Jaipur and Ajmer both recorded 7.4 degrees Celsius.
And time now for some updates from around the world. Take a look at our World Wrap.
Lead House impeachment manager Adam Schiff dramatically called for the Senate to remove President Donald Trump from office, saying the U.S. leader cannot be trusted to put the country's interest ahead of his own. His impassionate words capped a long day in which Democrats detailed Trump's illicit scheme to pressure Ukraine to help his 2020 re-election campaign. It's the youth that are leading from the front in the fight against climate change at Davos. As the world leaders met in Davos, a bunch of teenagers are leading the agitation against the leaders to do more to address serious issues of climate change. Led by Greta Thunberg, the youth have spent the week calling on the powerful to move beyond the rhetoric and do more to tackle climate change. 2 top officials of the European Union, the presidents of the Commission and the European Council, signed off on Britain's EU divorce agreement today. With the formal endorsement, the text will now go to the European Parliament on January 29th for ratification. After 4 years of destructive conflict, children in Yemen are struggling to survive the triple threat of bombs, starvation and disease. 37 children a month ago have been killed or injured by bombs in the last year, where 100 boys and girls are dying from extreme hunger every single day. President Emmanuel Macron's pension reform plan remains in the eye of storm as protest and opposition to it have gathered momentum over the past few months. A flash mob of women wearing blue overall gathered in Paris as part of a nationwide day of strike and protest against pensions reforms in France. Amnesty International has urged Nigerian authorities to halt the forced evictions of the shanties and waterfront communities in the economic hub of Lagos. Lagos has in recent years seen repeated forcible evictions of poor communities living in prime locations as developers look to cash in by building high-end properties.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has called for a total war on corruption and described corruption as a major canker which skews growth and development, deepens poverty and increases inequality. Delivering the IC Centre for Governance Sardar Patel lecture on governance at Uprashtrapati Niwas, Venkaiah Naidu also called for efforts to ensure that the poorest of the poor and most deserving get the benefits of government schemes. Paying glowing tributes to Sardar Patel, he described him as the unifier and iron man of modern India.
Nothing mattered more than the interest of the nation for Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Even today, every politician, every person in every service must know and understand and practice nation first. party or profession next, self lost. It is unfortunate that some people are trying to practice reverse from the last. That is the need of the hour. Any stand you take, any position you take, any decision you make, you must keep in mind nation first. Is it in the interest of the country? This has to be understood, appreciated, followed and practiced by one and all. Then only you can develop. Then only you can move forward.
Prabhat Kumar, former Cabinet Secretary and former Governor of Jharkhand and President IC Centre for Governance, also participated in the deliberations.
That the leader who envisioned the future of governance in independent India was none other than the Sardar. If there was one leader who gave a shape to the country, it was Sardar. If there was one leader who defined the integrity of the nation, it was Sardar. Called the Iron Man of India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was a leader who set an example to live one's life upholding integrity throughout. Undaunted by the sheer size of the challenge of integrating the princely states, Sardar Patel set about realizing the vision of a united India in body and spirit.
Now we talk about sports, and the immensely talented Shreyas Iyer enhanced his reputation of a finisher with a scintillating 29-ball 58 as India crushed New Zealand by 6 wickets in high-scoring first T20 international on Friday. Iyer built on KL Rahul's blazing start and Virat Kohli's useful 45 of 32 balls as India made short work of a 204-run target, knocking it off with an over to spare.
Indian captain Virat Kohli asked New Zealand to bat in the first of the 5-match T20 series at Eden Park. The visitors left out Rishabh Pant and handed the keeping gloves to KL Rahul. Colin Munro and Martin Guptill made the most of the opportunity by smashing 80 in just 7.4 overs. It took a brilliant catch by Rohit Sharma on the boundary to send back Guptill, but Munro then had his skipper Kane Williamson for company as he raced to his half-century in just 36 balls. Shardul Thakur struck in the 12th over to finally pack off Munro, and Colin Dean Grandhomme was caught off Jadeja on the second ball he faced as India made 2 quick breakthroughs. Ross Taylor and Kane Williamson, however, then stemmed the fall of wickets and added 61 runs for the 4th wicket, with the skipper reaching a personal milestone, his 10th T20 half-century. Ross Taylor too got to his half-century, his first in 6 years, in the final over of the innings. Bumrah and Mohammad Shami stemmed the flow of runs at the end of the innings. Munro, Williamson and Taylor smashed half-centuries to power New Zealand to a challenging 203 for 5. Chasing 204 for victory, India were pegged back at the start of the innings with the wicket of Rohit Sharma. Virat Kohli and KL Rahul then added 99 runs for the second wicket before Rahul perished, but not before scoring his half-century.
It's gone straight up. Here's a big chance. Who's under this one? Southey. Good hit.
Tickner then got the prize wicket of Kohli. The Indian captain missed his 25th half-century by just 5 runs. Shivam Dube fell soon after. But Shreyas Iyer then showed remarkable composure, and it was fitting that he hit the winning 6 to see India through. Iyer's unbeaten 29-ball 58 along with Manish Pandey guided the visitors to a convincing 6-wicket win. Sports Desk, DD India.
And it's a couple of young...
And on that happy and smashing note, that's all from me and my team here at DD India. Stay tuned for all the latest to DD India.